Hey everybody, Case here. Welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Moving on to a brand new chapter in the game, Chapter 9. Last couple chapters we had Sickleworth, who had a white quill in their mouth, a white feather, and then it turns out we were looking for a white owl. Long story short, I think we may have actually found Rakepick, and we're going to have to be heading to Nocturne Alley. Oh yeah, by the way as well, they had a Quidditch update recently as well, and what they've been doing with the side quest is there will be a new chapter one week, and then the following week we'll have a chapter for Quidditch. So finally we're back to a new chapter. And speaking of Quidditch, by the way, I got a cool outfit with a golden snitch around me. I think it's actually something that's been done in the game already, but I won it from one of the house events. Here we go. Oh yeah, and Tonks is with me. Well, that's not Rakepick. I've never been happy to find you in Nocturne Alley, Ben. Tonks and I could use your help. Sorry, I can't. I'm busy interrogating dark witches and wizards. Oh. Ben's interrogating dark witches and wizards? Our Ben? He thinks it'll help him hunt down Rakepick and find the final cursed vault. I'm close to finding a lead, I just know it. You have such a punchable face, Ben. So, you haven't seen Rakepick around here? If I had, do you really think I'd be talking to these blighters? That's odd. We rushed over here because Aberforth said Rakepick was headed this way. But there's no sign of Rakepick anywhere. No White Eagle Owl either. White Eagle Owl? Last time I saw you, you were looking for Sickleworth. Are you sure it's Rakepick you're after, and not a new addition to your creature collection? First interrogation to now cheek? How very un-Ben-like of you. For your information, Ben, Sickleworth did lead me to someone. It just turned out to be my brother instead of Rakepick. Your brother was at Hogwarts? To my surprise, yes, though it wasn't as surprising as the first time he showed up. When he operated here to tell me and Merula about an assassin he thinks is after us. An assassin? That's more like the Ben I remember. Don't worry, I was shocked too. I'm not shocked, I'm jealous. I stand corrected. Fending off an unseen assassin who could be anyone or anywhere, it sounds exciting. Are you mad? I suppose it is. You are just that punchable face again. Exciting? To deal with an assassin? Are you mad? Perhaps I am. You certainly seem to think so. If it makes you feel any better, Ben, the most interesting people usually are. Unfortunately, you might get your wish, Ben. It turns out the white feather Sickleworth had in his mouth was actually a white quill. When I untransfigured it, it contained a concerning message to me. What did it say? You still owe us a friend's life and we intend to collect. Heh, I like to see them try. For the record, I most certainly would not. Do you know who sent the note? My brother said it was someone who owned a white owl, so I tracked down the White Eagle Owl from earlier. According to Aberforth Dumbledore, the White Eagle Owl belongs to Rakepick. And you think she might be responsible for the threat. I was hoping to corner Rakepick here and get some answers, but it seems like we missed her. Or she's hiding somewhere we wouldn't think to look. Too bad my Duncan Fletcher isn't here. I bet that cowardly thief would know where to look. He is an expert at laying low for self-preservation, after all. We'll just have to ask around. Someone might know where Rakepick went. Luckily, I have experience with interrogating dark witches and wizards. Just follow my lead. I really don't want to. Did you finally lead on where Rakepick might have gone, Ben? Yeah, this hag knows something, but he's not talking. I told you, I don't know nothing. A likely story. Blimey, Ben, you just keep getting more and more interesting. If you're not going to talk readily, then you leave me no choice. Easy there, no need to threaten me with the exploding charm again. I told you everything I knew about the white-robed wizard last time without a fuss, remember? How would you know all about that? Unless you're... Revelio! What is happening? Who is it? It can't be Rakepick, can it? Mundungus Fletcher! I thought there was something dodgy about the way he talked. Why'd you ruin my disguise, Casey? You trying to get me killed? Still hiding from that wizard in white robes like a coward, eh? Wouldn't you like to know? Bombard! Not the exploding charm. I'll talk. It's Patricia Rakepick I'm really worried about running into. She's in a fouler mood than ever. I'm not exactly her favorite person. So Rakepick is here with a white eagle owl. Her owl? She did that rotten bird with her, but it's not hers. No, it belongs to someone or her even more dangerous associates. Bloody owl nearly blew my cover, it did. Should have stuffed that thing when I had a chance. If it's not Rakepick's owl, then she might have written a threatening note, Casey. Don't jump to conclusions. Just because it's not her owl doesn't mean she's not responsible. Plus, Sickleworth, her niffler, was the one who delivered it. We can ask Rakepick if she's responsible after we find her and stop her. Fletcher, do you know where Rakepick went? To get the Dark Artefacts she left behind? Like the one she kept in her classroom. How would I know? You're the Hogwarts student. But what would she need those for? Apparently she needs to find the Dark Artifacts before she can keep searching for the vaults. Then we need to find those artifacts before Rakepick can. I think I'll stay here instead. That way if Rakepick comes back, I'll be waiting. I'll stay too. I can't wait to see what Ben says next. Whatever you do, you better hurry. Word on the street is Rakepick close to finding the last cursed vault. I better go to the defense against the dark classroom straight away. See ya. Poor Mundungus Fletcher. This always really confuses me. Oh, we have to go there right away, before Rakepick finds it. No, let's just wait 3 hours. No rush, apparently. That's odd. None of the Dark Artifacts in here are Rakepick's. Could we be too late? Could Rakepick have snuck in and taken him already? Without anyone noticing? That seems hard to believe. Hey, what about Filch? He might know where those artifacts ended up. He does have a penchant for confiscating things. Thanks for the idea, Bill. What's going on in here? You're teaching KT spells, so you're not showing the rest of us, aren't you, Bill? It's a good idea I had to come back for my notebook. Now I know Bill's a traitor. Stop being so dramatic, Merula. Bill's helping me look for Rakepick's Dark Artifacts, that's all. If you're gonna lie, at least think of a better excuse. Why would you care about Rakepick's junk? It's the truth. Rakepick's been looking for them. Apparently she needs them to get into the last cursed vaults. If I find her Dark Artifacts before she can get her hands on them, I might be able to stop her. You mean you've seriously been keeping information on Rakepick from me? That sounds like my cue to leave. Good luck, Casey. Who's Rakepick? And Merula. Oh, this ought to be good. Why didn't you tell me you had a lead on Rakepick? You didn't need me anymore. There was no time. I just did. I mean, she was the one who wanted to distance herself from me. And, well, pretty much everybody. So why is it my, civic duty to, go back to her and say, hey, Merula, this is what's going on. I'm sorry. I thought you didn't need me anymore. I don't need you. You have a funny way of proving it. So where are these Dark Artifacts? I'm not sure. I'm about to go and ask Filch that question. Then I'm coming too. What happened to not wanting anything to do with me? What I want is to kill Rakepick, and I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. Even if that means tracking this Dark Artifact lead to Filch's with you. I'm out on my rounds. You had better not step foot in my office until I return. Well, why don't you make me? The one time I want Filch to be in his office is the one time he's not. But he's our only lead on Rakepick's Dark Artifacts, so I suppose we'll have to wait until he gets back. That awkwardness. So, have you talked to your brother recently? Is that your roundabout way of asking if my brother's still investigating whether an assassin is after us? Then don't worry, he is. Please, I'm not worried. I'm the most powerful witch at Hogwarts, and I can handle an assassin. I was merely wondering if your brother said anything about visiting anytime soon. He didn't say. But that doesn't mean he left me behind. And what about me? What about you? Did your brother say anything about me? Oh boy. I knew it! You really do fancy my brother, don't you? Don't be so thick. The only thing I'm interested in is getting revenge on Rakepick. What's it to you anyway? It's just you hardly know my brother, but you and I went on my very first date together. It was a tad awkward, but I thought we really connected. I thought you liked me. Did our first trip to Madame Pottyfoot's and Night Under the Stars not mean anything to you? No, I mean, yes. I mean, don't turn this around on me, Casey. After all, it's so obvious. The thought of me having feelings for your brother makes you jealous, doesn't it? I'm jealous? I'm not jealous. 27? I'm only on 24. I believe that as much as I believe Trelawney's a real seer. Deflect all you want, Merula, but it won't work. I'm not giving up until you admit that you like my brother. Fine. The truth is... look what we got here, Miss Norris. A couple of troublemakers up to no good, no doubt. We're not here to make any trouble. Like his story. Seems conspiring to get your brother onto your grounds wasn't enough, eh? Now you've gone and roped one of your little friends into your schemes. We're not friends. Friends, co-spires, accomplices, I don't care what you call it. You're all guilty in my eyes. I want an explanation for why you snuck into my office. Rakepick's personal collection of Dark Artefacts aren't in the defense against the Dark Arts classroom. And I thought you might know what happened to them since Rakepick left her post. Yeah, of course I do. I'm the caretaker after all. Where are they? I suppose I can tell you where the Dark Artifacts went. Is there a butt coming? Wow, that's really short too. I'm so happy. So the professors told you to leave Rakepick's Dark Artifacts to them? That's right. And I'm sure they got them locked away tight, out of reach from your grubby little hands. So you might as well give up with whatever you're plotting. Now get out of my office. Miss Norris and I have important business to finish. That's alright. We have a professor to talk to. One who spent summer looking for Rakepick and might have had an interest in her things. Who's that exactly? Please elaborate further. Snape! I suppose that makes sense. Actually, all the sense. This had better be important. As you can tell, I am quite busy. Brewing serum? Right, Professor? Impressive as always, Miss Snide. You are correct. I'm preparing Veritas Serum, the most powerful truth serum in existence. I doubt even Veritas Serum is strong enough to get Merula to finally admit that she fancies my brother. Because I'm not interested in your brother. So you say, but your blushing cheeks say otherwise. I'm not blushing. The heat from the cauldron is making me flushed. Enough. Take your superficial squabbling somewhere else. Wait, Professor. We really need your help. We're looking for Rakepick's collection of Dark Artifacts. Hilt said the Professor took them from the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. And since you're personally looking for Rakepick, I thought you might have them. And why, might I ask, are you so interested in finding Rakepick's Dark Artifacts? I have reason to believe Rakepick might be coming for them. Apparently, she is getting close to finding the last cursed vault, but first, she needs these artifacts. If they're so important to finding the vaults, that would explain the curses. Curses? What curses? If it'll save me from your ceaseless questions and get you out of my classroom, I'll tell you what I know about Rakepick's Dark Artifacts. Okay. So Rakepick cursed her own dark artifacts to prevent people from tampering with them? Yes, I first discovered that while investigating her belongings during her time as professor. Though I wasn't able to get a thorough look until after she disappeared. I tried to break the curses, but it was unfamiliar dark magic. Can I try? If I can't break these curses, I can assure you they are beyond your means as well. You're right, I could handle it. Not if Merula and I work together. Well, let's do the bottom one. For me alone, perhaps, but if Merula and I would have worked together, I'm sure we could break the curses. You and Miss Stein are working together, wailingly. I don't want to talk about it. So if you weren't able to handle Rakepick's dark artifacts, then who did? The only person at the school with the power to do so, Professor Dumbledore. What did Dumbledore do with them? I don't know. You have to ask Dumbledore that question yourself. 20 minutes later? No, they can do it now. That's great. I'm so surprised. I thought we was going to have to wait. Hey, Dumbledore. Professor, we have come looking for Rakepick's collection of dark artifacts, I'm aware. How did you know? Filch told me you were snooping around for the artifacts in his office. I assumed it was only a matter of time before your search led to me. What Filch probably didn't tell you is that Rakepick is after those dark artifacts. If she gets her hand on them, she'll be one step closer to finding the last cursed vault. We have to stop her. And we will. You, on the other hand, should be focusing on your studies. Or have you already forgotten our earlier conversation about getting your priorities in order? I haven't forgotten. That was about the cursed vaults. Remind me again. I haven't forgotten. I just don't care. There's a difference. I haven't forgotten, Professor, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to stop Rakepick. So you deliberately ignored my request to leave these matters to us then? It sounds so bad when you put it that way. Ha! Served you right, Casey. Do not think with your obsession with finding Rakepick has gone unnoticed either, Miss Snide. While I plan to save your lecture for another day, I will say that revenge is an awful waste of talent. You'd do well to remember that. Are you going to punish us, Professor? On the contrary, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did with Rakepick's dark artifacts. You will? Why? All will be clear after we talk. Well, what a wonderful person you are to do that for me, even though I should have been kicked out and expelled a long time ago. So you move Rakepick's dark artifacts to your office to study them, but have them stored as a Ministry of Magic while you dealt with more pressing matters. Why would you do that? If the artifacts are at the Ministry of Magic, then they're safe from anyone who might try to get their hands on them, including Mr. Casey and Mrs. Snide, the well-intentioned ones. Then why even tell us about Rakepick's dark artifacts at all? Why not just refuse to talk? So we realize that there's no chance of us finding artifacts and call off our search. Isn't that right, Professor? What Professor Rakepick to you wasn't fair. Betrayal like that isn't something no one should have to go through. But I can assure you, fixating on Rakepick will do you no good. The Dark Artifacts are safe at the Ministry. Instead of worrying about them, Rakepick, the Curse Vaults, or even a statue curse, go join the Potions Club. Try every flavor birdie pots, every flavor beans. Enjoy a butterbeer. Make a friend. It would be a shame if your fixation caused you to miss out on some of the best years of your life. I understand, Professor. I promise I'll go to the library after this. Glad to hear it. And you, Miss Snide? No! You're asking me to mess about, to pretend like nothing happened. I can't, and I won't. You may be a quitter, Casey, but I won't give up until Rakepick gives what she deserves. With or without you. Merula? Enjoy your trip to the library, Casey. While you're studying, I'll be preparing to do what needs to be done. I can't say I'm surprised in any way. And I can't say I'm surprised about this either. More waiting! Okay, so some of you might be wondering why I'm just suddenly here. I didn't hit the record button, so I don't have the dialogue before this. But basically, we're talking with, what's her name now? I can't even remember. Her and her parents work for the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. And I think that's where Rakepick might end up being. Wait, you break the rules despite your parents working for the Department of Magical Law Enforcement? Oh, you naive child. I break the rules because my parents work for the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. Why do you want to learn about the Ministry anyway, KC? I need to get into the Ministry of Magic. What? I take my earlier comments back. This is loads more fun than tricking Pince. See, Dumbledore is keeping Rakepick's cursed dark artifacts in the Ministry. Artifacts she is apparently trying to get back to help her into getting into the final curse vault. But if I can get my hands on them, I can stop Rakepick. You can't be seriously thinking about stealing the dark artifacts from the Ministry. If I don't, Rakepick likely will, and then she will be one step closer to getting whatever is in the final curse vault. Yes, but... Look, Percy, I'm not asking you to actually come with me to the Ministry. But if you want to work at the Ministry one day, I could really use that knowledge. For the record, I still think this plan is wrong and a total violation of the rules. But, you helped find Fred and George when they went missing without asking questions, so... Let's just do this before I come to my senses. Thank you, Percy. Tulip, what about you? Do you even have to ask? It was Tulip, that's her name. I always forget the names sometimes of certain characters. Great, now tell me everything the two of you know about the Ministry of Magic. Sounds like a plan, man and woman. At least it's only a 1 hour quest, so that's good. Well, I mean, I'm kind of thinking about this whole chapter and nothing really happened. But we did learn a lot. It's just nothing actually happened. I would have liked to battle something. Or whatever. Oh, but that's gonna have to wait. The Ministry is even larger and more intimidating than I thought. Getting in sounds like it'll be tricky. Even once I do it, it'll be hard to find where they're keeping Rakepick's dark artifacts, let alone access them. Unless I've help from someone on the inside. I'd volunteer my parents, but they don't want me to have anything to do with you. They think I'm a troublemaker? And Dad gets in enough trouble at his job as is. I don't want to give them a reason to sack him. Where's a friend at the Ministry when you need one? I don't know if you'd call him a friend, but I do know one Ministry employee you could ask. I talked to Mrs. Norris if it would help me get into the Ministry. Then, Casey, I think it is time we paid a visit to the old Ravenclaw prefect, Chester Davies. Who is Chester Davies? Because I don't know who that is. If they're in one of the movies, I probably would recognize him if I went back and I looked at him, but it's been a long time. So that chapter is complete, and I think they've actually added another chapter. So now there's actually 12 chapters instead of 11. It's slowly going up and up and up, but I don't think there's going to be like 30 chapters like in year 5, thankfully. But now we know we have to go to the Ministry of Dark Magic, and it's just a matter of trying to get in there. Gonna talk to Chester Davies next, and Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye everybody.